Welcome back, YouTube. What I did was I took the panel off on the electrical side and I wired the air handler up, including the wiring for the outdoor condenser and the wiring to the thermostat. I hate to say it this way, but you're pretty much on your own when it comes to wiring the air handler up and, well, wiring the system up, because they can be different. Okay, welcome back, YouTube. We're going to get this thing, the low pressure line, soldered up. I already fluxed those two fittings with a very thin coat of flux. You don't want to goop it on because it's acid flux and you don't want it to get into the system. You can see I'm using a pipe wrench up there. Or maybe you can't see. I'm using a pipe wrench just to hold the insulation back while I solder that on. And I've got some rags protecting it. I really don't need the one on the air handler side. I got a rag on there anyway, but I don't need it because the pressure bulb's not connected for the TXV valve. So let me get on up the ladder here. Kadesh, I can't. Kadesh, I can't do anything right now. What do you want? Okay, let's do it. Rag, got a rag on here. Wet rag. And a couple here. Not gas. Okay, should be good. Get some of this heat off. Nice thing about using map gas, silver solder. Like I mentioned before, using MEP gas and silver solder, you don't have to worry about nitrogen. I don't have to flow nitrogen through there. That's the nice thing about using soft solder. Now, this is the first time I've used the Stay Bright 8. Actually not, the second time, but not on a full system. But like I said, I don't want to get into the controversy that's online now about, soft solder and all that kind of thing. I believe it will hold up just fine. So why put myself through all that with flowing nitrogen and all that when all I got to do is soft solder it? And that's what I'm doing. Now, let me get let that cool down a little bit, and then I'll get my liquid line filter up there and plumb it in. Welcome back, YouTube. Time to install the filter dryer. This is a heat pump, by the way, and whenever you install a heat pump, let me get this in front of the camera here, you need a bi-directional filter dryer. Okay, this thing is 3/8 and it goes on the liquid line. And I've seen them installed outside near the condenser. I guess that's okay, but I prefer to install them close to the air handler because that's where the TXV valve is. But, you know, 6 1/2 dozen of the other. I'm going to get on up there. I'm going to stop this for a minute here. I'm going to flux all that stuff up there first. And I'm going to put this up there, and hopefully it'll stay up without falling, you know, to the ground. Once I get it all fluxed up and everything, and I'm ready to solder it, I'll then solder it. Well, here's the deal, YouTube. Because of where I'm soldering, I think I'm going to be blocking the camera, and this camera's down on the floor with a tripod, and then it's zoomed in. But you've seen this before. It's soft soldering. I'm going to soft solder the high pressure line into here, and then I'm going to soft solder the two fittings onto the filter dryer up there, right there. It's all in place right now. And so it's not rocket science, but I like this soft soldering because there's no nitrogen. The heat's a lot lower. Really, I got a rag wrapped around the fitting there that goes to the TXV valve, but it probably doesn't even need it because it doesn't get as hot as when you're brazing. So let me do that one first. Okay. That's done. I don't know if I'm going to be able to, let's see, by this angle here, I'll probably be right in the way. So that's it right there. I'm going to just solder that filter dryer in because I don't think we could ever get a good camera view of it. My head and everything will be in the way. So, okay, there you go, YouTube. Like I said, I'm a little heavier on the solder than I would be on a plumbing fitting, but I don't think I need to be. But, you know, the capillary action works just fine, I'm sure, without loading it on, but I might have put a little too much on one side there, but that's not a problem. Alright, so I'm done for tonight. All I need to do is connect it up outside to the condenser and wire up the condenser. And I'm nearing the end. Fill it with Freon and you know, be pretty much near the end. Welcome back, YouTube. Now that I've got this thing all soldered up, and by the way, you'll probably find out in a later video, I shot this out of sequence, but this air handler and the condenser outside is under pressure. I filled it with nitrogen. I evacuated it and filled it with nitrogen to do a leak test, and it looks like it's holding. So anyway, this thing is under pressure right now. What I need to do right now is remove the cover up there. And I think I mentioned once before that I did not attach the bulb for the TXV valve yet because I didn't want to damage it, you know, with the heat from soldering. So I'm going to take that panel off now, and I'm going to attach the TXV bulb, and I'll get back to you. Okay, as you can see, climbing up the ladder here for the umpteenth thousandth time. The panels are removed. Here's the TXV valve. I cleaned the pipe thoroughly. I did that a while back. And we're going to attach the TXV valve. There's actually here, there's an indentation in this pipe so that the TXV valve, I don't know if you can see it, who knows, the TXV valve can sit in this indentation like that, and it gets maximum, you know, temperature change, temperature transfer. What I'm gonna do also here, I'm gonna use some thermal grease. I've only seen it used once in all the videos I've watched online, but if you're not using it, you probably should be. And I saw one video that said, you know, don't use nylon straps. It's, you know, a hack, and that they're going to stretch, and the temperature change is going to make it loose and all that. I don't buy any of that bullshit, okay? I do have the copper coated, and I'm emphasizing the coating, copper coated strap, band clamp that goes around that thing, but I got two of them with the bulb. One of them missing the nut for the screw, and the other one is just, you know, a simple strap, you know, like a pipe strap with multi-holes in it. Anyway, if I can use it, I'll use it, but my money is on nylon straps, okay? I don't give a shit what anyone says. You put two nylon straps on there, pull it down with a Panduit, you know, a tool to tighten it, and that frickin' thing is never gonna come loose. I don't give a shit what anyone says. I've used those things all my life. And I've never had them come loose or change size due to temperature. So I'll go with one clamp on it, one of the, quote, you know, cheap shit there, you know, the copper coated, what looks like copper coated steel clamps. I'll put one clamp in the middle, but on the opposing ends, I'm going to put a nylon strap on it. I don't give a shit what anybody says. And that's it for now. Okay, YouTube, there you go. I got the obligatory faux copper plated clamp on there, and in addition, I put two band clamps on there. And I use some thermal grease. This clamp, by the way, is probably a third larger in width than the original factory installed band clamp, which was a stainless steel band clamp. And the kit for this TXV valve didn't come with any tape or anything to cover the TXV valve, but I'm going to just assume that someone pilfered it out of the box, so I'm going to cover it up. But you really don't need a freaking metal clamp here. And some guys will argue, well, it transfers, you know, temperature, blah 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 blah. Not true. It's not true. 95% of what's going to be transferred into that bulb is going to come off that pipe where the thermal grease meets the pipe. That's what's going to be transferred into that bulb. You're not going to get a whole hell of a lot out of that band clamp. But, you know, to avoid all the, you know, online frickin', you know, controversy and criticisms, you know, I put the goddamn band clamp on there. Alright, so next we gotta look at these holes, by the way, on this cabinet. Look at this. I don't know how many times this cabinet was taken on and off, but every one of these holes for this cabinet are either oblong or too large, because this cabinet's been, well, abused a little bit. So I'm going to probably have to use some new screws here. I may not have hex types, but I got other screws I can use. But this cabinet, when I took the screws out, they were so loose that I had trouble getting them out because the threads no longer hold in the hole. So anyway, that's not a big deal. I need to tape this off. This thing is leaking air like crazy, and I don't know where in the hell. There was a rubber fitting that went along with this, and I don't know where the hell it is anymore. But I'm done here now. TXV is installed. We're ready to go. This thing is pressurized with nitrogen. All I need to do now is get outside to the condenser unit, and I need to wire up the low voltage stuff. I already have the rest of it wired up, and once I get the low voltage thermostat stuff wired up, it's under pressure. Like I said, I filled it with nitrogen, evacuated and filled it with nitrogen. All I need to do is evacuate it again and fill it with Freon, turn it on, and do the fill on it. Alright, I'm done here.